So there's a big out of 24. No, we didn't. I didn't look at it myself yet. Yeah, that's the part of that we didn't learn inside. No, we didn't do it. Okay, I'll learn it myself before, and then we'll visit it. Right. So let's continue. We're at the bottom. I have a different layout, but please download the second paragraph. So what's he talking about? So if you put to the heck, the Mishayla was that the Tzemach Tzedek said that he gave two reasons for Tkiyah Shofar in the Elul. He said that Tkiyah Shofar is either Tatar and Elul, and Tkiyah Shofar is Yiri Ilah, because in order to get the higher Yira, you have to first experience and have a relationship at the lower level of Yira. Second reason he gives is because Aseres HaMitshuva, starting with Rosh Hashanah, we're mamshich from a level which is makif, which means, basically makif means, never mind what you did, still love you. That's what makif means. So such a level, hamshacha, this is, you're given with the serachim, but even more, Aseres HaMitshuva, it's even more. So the keli for that is bittul. You still love me no matter what. The keli for that is not presenting worthiness, tzir. Hope where there's I love you despite you. So the keli for that is bittul. Wow, just in awe. No, there's no claim for deserving this love. The keli is I deserve it. And the bittul is I don't deserve it. It's just you're wonderful. I can't believe that you still love me despite what I did. That's the makiv of Aseres HaMitshuva. So the keli has to be bittul. So the Tzemach Tzedek, that's the reason, second reason we blow shofar throughout Elul. Frag the Rebbe, but the bittul of Rosh Hashanah is even greater. It's Yira Ilah, it's even greater bittul. Even greater, I can't believe it. Greater awe.
Wait, so the second reason of shofar is to be to this bittul, or to be mamshech and makif?
To be the keli for this.
To become a keli for the makif.
Keli for the makif. So the shayla, it's not so much the question of why do we need Elul. You already answered, because you don't get to Yira Ilah. I didn't say the question correctly yesterday. I'm going to say it correctly now. You need to get to Yiri Ilah, the shofar of Rosh Hashanah, you need the shofar of Elul as Hachon. Okay, it's not a shayla. Shayla Tzemach Tzedek says, here's the big statement, friends. That is, it's this statement that the mind is going to explain. That Abner, don't lose it.
He's closing the door.
He's closing the door.
Oh,
it's yeah. No, they know they're coming. There's websites you know. They have a series you know what's coming. The shayla is not that, and this question is what this whole mind is going to explain. The vote of the Tzemach Tzedek is that it is. Here's the question: it is the bittul of Elul Yira Tata. That's the keli for the hamshach of the makif of Aseres HaMitshuva. That's the keli. Asks the Rebbe, surely the keli would be the shofar of Rosh Hashanah itself. That's even a greater bittul. No, but Tzedek makes it clear. And here's the paradox that the Yeshas Dikir bittul. He explained yesterday that Yira Tata, which is about my faithfulness and so on, whereas Yira Ilah is just about you. Purely, I can't believe that. Despite all, you love me, you want me. It's dafka this lower yira, that's the keli for the hamshacha of Aseres HaMitshuva. Now the question differs to do with what Rosh Hashanah for. It's a shofar for Rosh Hashanah. If that's the ikid, this is what he's in the middle explaining. So in the V'yashleiman of the second paragraph of Isdal, he started to learn the difference between the shofar of Rosh Hashanah and the shofar of Elul. He asked the shayla, let's not inside, we'll say it outside, because we said it yesterday. The shayla was, you answer it for me, please, if you can. The shofar of Rosh Hashanah is what?
Yiri Ilah.
Is Yiri Ilah. In general, because on Rosh Hashanah is revealed the Rabbi itself, Shalamayim Oilamis, the words of our previous Maimes, we put it into the Maimah. Not God created, God beyond created. Mayim Oilamis. So, the Shaila is, it's anyway revealed on Rosh Hashanah. That's what's going on. We're in the Mount Ebes Moshe. We're drawn, we go back to the Eichel HaMelech. We have to blow shofar for. The time itself induces this great Yireh Ilah. In the field, as explained, there's Yireh Tato, which means you've got to give your, it's got to come from you, because the king is not coming with his entourage, he's not impressive, not overwhelming. So the Yireh, the respect, the connection that happens in the field is mamish your doing. But Yireh Ilah comes because of tremendous revelation. And the revelation happens because you're in the Heichal HaMelech, where you have to blow shofar to induce it. Yireh Ilah, the time does, the place does. Yeah. So what do you need shofar for? What do you answer? This was yesterday. Because of the mitzvah component. How does that add? Why is that critical? Why is it not enough that today's Rosh Hashanah, we're in the Heichal HaMelech, the king's in all of his splendor, awesome splendor.
Because he chose it should be done in this way. So now the Yid could connect to that.
He chose to invite you into the palace. Why is that not enough? You didn't get there without invitation.
And ultimately, because we're in.
Don't try and hit it. You're not going to guess this. It's in the mind. You're going to hear us. You're listening.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's. Okay, let me hear you saying.
I think because we're in Oilman, so it needs to be mitzad. There needs to be an achiza mitzad. It needs to be done, just like you do with a physical object, things like that.
Opposite. I know what you're saying exactly, but it sounds like it's opposite.
That's the
he's saying because it's the time. The time induces this. It's the time when we. So therefore, the revelation is not the Pneumius of Ein Sof, it's the Pneumius of Ein Sof that is connected to a particular time. So it's not as pure, it's not the pure king. It's not the pure king. It's the splendor, especially the splendor. You're in the palace, so it's still externally induced somewhat. Or largely, or entirely.
So Yireh Ilah is not enough.
Yireh Ilah is the Melech himself. So how do you get to know himself? Only through a tzivah. It's the mitzvah that just blows shofar. That's me.
There were three levels. Right, that you explained
yesterday. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's walk them through again. Just to elaborate here a little bit. So because I wanted to connect it to the previous mind I asked you yesterday, and you hit it. 3 dargis in Oyer, the 3 dargis in Oyer, that is correspond to the king in the field, lowest level. It's like that's the king, you don't even see it, but
like a Me'amar.
That's the king. Yeah, the second level is the Zman, which impels a regesh of awe. And the third level is the Kolobatz Musik, Melech Alein, that's expressed to the mitzvah. So there are 4 matzovim. 4. There's the going out to the king, the Kabbalah's oil, that starts the whole process off. And the shofar of Elul so far is that Kabbalah's oil. You could ignore the king. He's not impressive. He's not eliciting awe. He's dressed like an ordinary person. You wouldn't even know. There has to be, the Melech is here. The question is going to be, how do you even know the Melech is there? Not me. See, at the end of the Maimar, it's Elul. It's Elul. I've got to change. That's the Yitzhak. It's no of Kabbalah, which is expressed in the shofar of Elul. This Kabbalah, this Yitzhak. That's the shofar is expressing this Yireh Tato, which has to come from you because it's in the Sinas Koyach true behind all of this is in the Sinas Koyach. With Gimel B'das Rach, but in the Sinas Koyach, in the words of the Alter Rebbe, everybody gets permission. If you could have added Yecholim, not that you can, you have permission, but I can't do it. No, you have permission and you can. That what's that? That's in the Sinaskoyach of the Gimel B'da Sarachim. At the end of the day, it's in the Sinaskoyach. It can be ignored. It's Melech Masad. It's an ordinary weekday. We didn't start the whole the Gundim and the awesome. The Nusach didn't change. It's not a high holiday Nusach. You just start to say the Kaddish and you start to get goosebumps. And there's no goosebumps. Sit in Fabrein. Another word of I think you said this is word of from Hayot. This is the Chatzakus. Chatzakus. Elo is all the Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, so he's the he's the Rosh Hashanah. Or the Lachaim and Vida Lachaim. Or Abel Lachaim and Vida Lachaim. Not to be taken Kipshuta. What it means is you've got to, self-generate. Fellas, you've got to do something. First thing is that's a kickstart the whole thing. See this. So there's the Yitziyah going out. That's the what? That is the
Awesome.
Kabbalah's oil. Then there's the Yira Tator, which is the Hemshech Lazeh, is the king is in the field. You've got to choose to respect him because he's not demanding it, not in his behavior, not in his demeanor, not in his dress. You've got to give that respect. And then we'll see the details later. He responds with a smiling countenance and Ava, then comes, all the details will come. There's much more detail to be at the mind we'll add later. So far, Yitziyah, going out, then connecting to the king. That's Yiddah Tatot, the Hemshech to the Kabbalah Sel, the Yiddah Tatot.
Which is the Shofar of El.
The Shofar of El is expressing all of this. Primarily the Yitziyah, the going out, things, you pick up, got to do something, look, change. Time to reaffirm the connection, to reconnect. Then, skipping to the Zman of Rosh Hashanah, the Zman, that's coming back with the king into the Heichal HaMelech, awe-inspiring. But still not the Melech, it's all the Giluyim of the Melech. Tremendous, and it's very awe-inspiring. And it's all the kings, it's the king's palace, it's the king's entourage, the king's grandeur, splendor. It's taka the roimemus of Eilis of Shalamaylim Eilemus. But begeder Eilemus, begeder man. The fact is you can describe it to someone, what you saw there in the king's palace, if you're gifted. And then there's the connection to the Melech himself. Pnimius of the Melech, that Melech Mamish, that's through the mitzvah of Shofar. Whereas Elul, it's all what? So that's Yir Ilah Mamish, that's connecting to the Pnimius of Eilim himself. All in contrast to the Shofar of Elul, which is a minute. So let's pick up the text. Kiven is by the beginning of the line are the words mitzad. Mitzvah tkiyah shofar. I have a different layout.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Different layout altogether. Mamish.
Yeah. But it's the last 3 or 4 lines of the
Yeah, last 3 or 4 lines of this. Kiven. Tkiyah shofar. Ain't a mitzvah, but the tkiyah shofar of Elul is not a mitzvah. You don't say what is. He quotes the words. It doesn't just say we don't make a bracha. He wants us to appreciate what a bracha means. The bracha is you sanctified us because you commanded us, which means we connect to your kedusha because of your tzivui. Because you told us to blow the shofar, then by doing that we connect to your pnimius, because that's your pnimius dikarotzen, and you're invested in your pnimius dikarotzen. Anoichi is invested in Torah mitzvahs. Yeah? Lachein, it's not that. It's not Kiddishon of the mitzvahs. The Shofar of Elul. Lachein ha'yirva bittul haba mikal ha'shofar de Elul. Therefore, the bittul that's induced, it comes from the Shofar of Elul, which is what? a minute, the starting point is us, not God. But bittul hayesh means the starting point of my respect is me. I decided that I'm going to respect you. Bittul hayesh means the origin of that decision and the whole nature of it is my respect for you. Yiri Allah is you're so awesome, just drawn from me, but you don't get that. Can't get into the Heichal HaMelech, can't get there without first the Bittul hayesh. As you said earlier, in Liz Dalit, Bittul hayesh is appreciating God as creator. Wow, I see this, I see your beauty. And once I see your intelligence, your beauty, your awesomeness and creation, it is a keli for Yiri Allah, beyond creator completely. But the necessary step is creator first. Because the first it's got to relate to you. You cannot self-transcend if you don't first engage self. Self has to be harnessed, then it can be transcended. First bittul hayesh, then bittul b'mitzias. Yirei lo, tata yirei lo. So Elul is yirei lo. It's our minig. It's coming from us. We decided to blow the shofar because hey, you know what, fellas? The king's in the field. Wake up! I don't see them. He's in the field. Blow shofar. Wake up from the slumber. Elul shafa pk. So it's yirei lo nonetheless. Concluding now the ois. This is just saying now the necessary introduction step for the Yid of Rosh Hashanah. In order to come to Yid Allah, we have to have Yid Tata. But the question is still unanswered. That Tzemach Tzedek said that the keli for the makif of Aseret Mitzvot, which includes all of this, is Elul. Not the Sheikh of Rosh Hashanah. And the question is really getting stronger. It's achana, but the real Yida is the Sheikh of Rosh Hashanah, the Tzibah, Sheikh Hashanah Mitzvahs. No, that's not the. That has to be explained here.
I mean, that's the Yeri law is the Sheikh of Rosh Hashanah. So
yeah.
The Keli is the Yeri Tata Sheikh of El. Why is it such a question?
Meaning that's a keli for the Sheikh of Rosh Hashanah. That's all that Tzemach Tzedek said. He said that the Avodah of Elul is the keli for the makif of the Amshachav of the Melech himself. It's not the Melech himself. We get to the Tzivui Adarabah. It's only Bittul hayesh. It's the commandment that's got to convey the Melech himself. And Tzemach Tzedek says no. Seems to imply that the Melech himself is dafke in the minig of the Sheikh of El. So all the mystery now. Let's not try it. We're clear in the mystery. We're going to try and answer it. Job to understand the question. And if we are answering, then we don't get the question yet.
I was trying to understand the question.
Good, yeah. I'm not thinking critically, I'm just saying it. Hey. So you have to go back to that big house, Beis Hashem. We'll do that tomorrow. Now, we've been saying that Yira Tato, the lower Yira, the lower fear, is the step to the higher, or the higher fear. God created and God beyond created. But it doesn't go like that. There are steps in between. There has to be ava. The Seder Aveda is as follows: the chilu fear, rechimu love level 1, rechimu love level 2, the chilu trembling or fear level 2. This is hinted to which pasuk? Vela told this. So this is the Mocha. This is the Zohar on Pashas told this, or earlier Pashas. The Kate. Vele told us Yitzchak ben Avraham, Heilig is Yitzchak, not the order. Yitzchak, Avram, Yitzchak. And all the shyness, and the obviously the whole pasuk is redundant. You have to say he's the son of Avram, you don't have to say Avram was his father, just Heilig told us Yitzchak. So there's Kamev and Kamev Biyud. And the beer of the Zohar is that the pasuk is mapping out the Seder Avodah. Seder Avodah is first Yitzchak, which is the lower fear, Yitzchak A. Avram, lower love. Avram, number 2, higher love. And finally, Yitzchak in the pasuk Is the tachlis is Yira Ila. So now he's going to elaborate. So the first sphere is Yira Tata, the lower sphere. We explained. That's the lower awe of seeing God in creation. Included in that phrase is acknowledgement that all that I have comes from Hashem, the creator, the constant creator. This is a very deep respect and awe. The halal, in other places, the lower fear is described as fear of consequence, of punishment. In Pashtus, that's the lower level of fear. Fear of punishment, fear of not being rewarded, very selfish fears. But here, even the lower Yira Tata, as we pointed out when we first met it, his Dalit is a relationship with God. But what's he relating to? He's relating to God as God is absolutely relatable to his life, his provider, the creator, the beauty, the things that I see and experience. It's a self. It is a self-centered. I'm seeing this. This is amazing and wonderful because of what it gives me. But in self, it's a much higher level than afraid of being punished. That doesn't even get into the mind. Huh?
Beautiful description of what Yira really is, practically, versus being afraid of sin.
Yeah, that's
like more coarse.
Yeah, that's in Pashtas. In Pashtas, that's what it is, afraid to be punished. And to be perfectly honest, that there's got to be an element of that, certainly at the beginning. It's got to be. I mean, we're selfish creatures. The first thing is, a child, there's consequences. Do this, you're going to be deprived, or you're going to be grounded, whatever it is. Can't escape that. We shouldn't delude ourselves that we don't need the punishment, reward, the carrot. We do. At least for the starting point. Even this is a reward, just a higher kind of reward. Fulfilling life. It's also a reward. Life of meaning is also a life of reward. Yet Allah is not a life of meaning, it's purely you. Purely you. You said it, that level's not even aware he's in awe, he's just in awe. The lower level is that he's in awe. This is wonderful, this is amazing, I love you, this guy. I mean, awe of it. The second level of love is I love you, this guy. Not just respectful of it, all of it. Okay, let's see inside. So first with the Yira Tata, the lower fear. Let me see if I can reconstruct this, because I want to translate this in marriage. Everything is a parallel to marriage. The relationship with God, what is a marriage? So how does a marriage begin? The first thing is fear. You haven't met her yet. No, the fear is afraid to be alone the rest of his life. Question?
It's the first and the last.
The first and the last. B'tiyuk. So the first thing is it's very a selfish fear. He doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't have to make his laundry all his life and cook for himself. He's afraid to be alone.
How can we, more, because that's like more einish, let's say, but in the context of what we said here, that's
because I'm bringing this marshal to make it clear. Let's finish the marshal. Yeah, that's how it starts. That's how it's in our marshal, the Abish, the marshal we're giving is a lower level, but they're all connected. They just walk through it. Let's finish the marshal. I can remember it. As I'm talking, we'll try and reconstruct it. This is my own thing. It doesn't I'm saying it's not. It's a status motion. Not status motion. You can disagree. So the first fear is he's afraid to be alone. Then you date. Okay, so you date. So you end up marrying this girl. Here are the steps. The first love is, I like the way you make me feel. Very selfish love. And it's got to be this way. You can't go dating with bittul betachlis. Okay, your eyes closed. The whole point is you've got to engage this girl, and if you like her, that she make you feel good. Do you enjoy your company and everything other thing you're looking for that you think is important? So I love the way you make me feel. Then the higher love. I love you because of you, not because of the way you make me feel. A privilege to serve you. I enjoy giving you things. I love making you happy. Push it. First one is, I like the way you make me feel. I love that. The higher love is, I love seeing you satisfied and giving things to you. But still, I enjoy this. I enjoy getting you the gift. And I enjoy doing this. And the reward. The reward is your love back, obviously. And then there's a final yira, which is managing a bit on respect and this devotion, not about any kickback, etc. That translates in giving you your space. That's what that translates. It translates in, I mentioned this briefly the other day, the inyan of tznius. The inyan of tznius, which is all this yiri love. Tznius basically is, don't look where you're not invited. It's too holy, whatever it is. That's tznius. Jesus says borders, boundaries. It's a character flaw, whatever it is. This is a very high madreg. Nobody's perfect. And you live together for a long time and you see everything. The kunst, not a kunst. The whole, the measure of the really the essence of the relationship is respect for them. You don't look there. You don't even think about it. You don't even see it. Why? Because she doesn't want it. There's many levels to that also. They're doing things you don't for her that you understand why. There's no value, and what's the point? There's no satisfaction in doing it because you're wasting your time. But she likes it like that. Little. That's the highest level. Okay. In this model, let's say is management. Okay. Okay, so then comes. So first starts with the Yiratata, then comes the two levels of love. Avazuta, small love, Avarabba, great love. And the final, trembling, Girillah, the higher Yid. And this is all going to be in Elul. This is we're going to see so beautiful. It's understood. To go from the Kabbalah's early Yiratata of Elul, there's the steps in between. And the Akdama Sa'av. This is the question he asked earlier. The Alter Rebbe's marshal, the king, a pleasant disposition and a laughing, smiling face. How does this fit in with what the Torah says about Kiyah Shofar is all about Yirah Harada? Getting the answer now. The Torah is giving us the first step, the foundational step. Now, the Rebbe is giving us the steps in between in Elul, revealing it before Mashiach comes. That leads us to Yiriyah. Yesh Levai is, he's going to say it. This is all the two levels of love are hinted to in the Alter Rebbe's Moishe. The Moishe has been around for a long time. The Islamic base. This mind is so really illuminates. So what does he say? The Alter Rebbe, when the king's in the field, the Makabel is Kulam B'Seif upon him. The office, two descriptions. He receives everyone B'Seif. It's hard to try and save upon him. The office. You have a beautiful face and save. I don't know what save means. Save upon him. He usually uses this pleasant disposition face. Well, Mar upon him Shecheg, that's clear translation, and shows a laughing, smiling face to Kulam. So till the Rebbe, it's just, flowery a little bit, dramatic. But there's no such thing by the Rebbe. Everything in Torah is b'tachlis adir. The ponim yofes upon Meshachek kasing in av. Both these descriptions are obvious expression of the king's love. Beautiful face, smiling face. So the king receiving everybody with this love. First level, and especially that he shows. Look, it's the dik of the Alter Rebbe. He receives them all, and then he shows them all. So this is two. These are ascending, deepening levels of love. So this arouses within every one of them. Like the water, like the reflects the face that's shown to the water. Love back to the king. Now in more detail, the details of the motion Mirumozim hint to the Dalaji Nonamanal, the four stages we just described, namely the four levels, of going out to receive the king. Again, that's a decision. He's not pulling this from you, he's there in an ordinary way. That's Shaykh Yida Tato, that's the lower year. He receives them with a beautiful face of Maran and shows them. These are the two levels of Rechim of love. Panim Yofes, beautiful face, is Avazut to the lower level. Panim Shechak is a laughing face. Ava Rabba is the great love. You see that? But Pashbegashmis, Panim Yofes, the king is looking at you with a welcoming expression. Panim Shechak is laughter, smile, broad smile. I just heard a story from Gershon Melvin, a tape of him saying the story. Taka Elul's story. Okay, I'll tell it to you quickly. And then in the king's palace, that's Yiri Ilo, and in that gufa, then comes Tkiyah Shofar, the mitzvah, so right, the two levels, yeah? So the story that he said was that he came, he used to come Chafar. Tell a story for itself. Never very much appreciated it. And he stayed till his Ipsberish Chedesh Elul. This is 1960, Tovshin Chav. And he's leaving back to Italy that day. And that day, the big charter was Tovshin Chav Aleph from Israel. A whole plane load. And we learned, my mother and my never said me. At the Kabbalah Spanim, and they came. Somebody did Ketisha, he's the first big charter. But the year before, there's already, he says 15, 17, took me to 12. Chassidim came. So here he is standing on the steps of 7-7. And the Chassidim are coming from Manchester and the big Simcha, it's 1960. And he's leaving, he was completely broken. What am I doing? What's going on? Going back to Italy in those days. As he's having these thoughts, Chadakov taps him on the shoulder. Deb is calling you. How much better? Goes into Rebbe's room. Rebbe looks at him, says to him, I have to hit him. Where is it? Get it to Teichen. There's a few words. Melech Masad. And they were broken to this beaming smile. That was it. And the Gershon Mendel says, and this smile accompanies him the rest of his life. Try and get it. Let's see, somebody says it in Yiddish, which thing was it on? Everybody speaks Yiddish a little bit here. You hear it. So, anyway, that's a thing.
Posted on the this chat.
Yeah, I'll post it. I'll post it on this chat. You heard the story. It's very short, so if your Yiddish is not so great, you'll get the story. And the way he says it, it's